No. And, I hadn't even thought about this as we've done all the prep. I'm a part-time entertainer. I'm retiring from that this year.
You're
But
really
as a
going to
bel-
have to decode that, because there's a lot of places that could go for you, Dennis.
so I'm a balloon artist.
There we
Uh,
go. There we go.
um, and I will send you a picture of some of my work that you can post up at this
Okay.
point right
We'll get it.
now.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And I worked at a restaurant for 11 years.
Mm.
You, like your dad, I was a cash guy.
Yeah.
And when I went into full-time coaching, I finally realized, one, I don't want to talk to people on Friday night. Nobody wants to talk to me, on a Friday night about relationship problems. And I needed the Tuesday night. And I was like, I have clients who would like to talk on Tuesday night. I retired from the restaurant work 11 years. I had this huge following, same restaurant. It was fun. That was actually a big risk. And I did that in the fall. And then the following spring, the world changed as we know it. We did a retreat, had a sold out retreat. And the following week, the world shut down. And that restaurant gig I had that I retired from and taking the risk, there was no restaurant gig. The entire entertainment industry got shut down for the type of stuff I do. I started I was not a Zoom guy. I started my weekly Saturday morning coffee and conversation group Zoom coaching call, coming up on 3 years now, next month.
Congratulations.
And it's a blast. And we're seeing the numbers grow, but I was forced into I made one change where I looked at it and I'm like, I need to do this for what I'm doing the rest of my life. And then the balloons got taken away from me. And quite honestly, I learned just how much that was part of me. And then I'm leaving on my terms now because the balloons are interfering with my full-time coaching business, because I can't go to a men's meetup if I have a contract, because I put my name down saying I will be here for this event. And now I retired from 30 years in safety to be a full-time coach, and I'm retiring from the balloons. And I don't look at it as a risk. And even with the safety, I was certified, had all this stuff I needed to have. I let it all go. I didn't keep it in retirement status. I just said, I'm done that part of my life. I haven't regretted it one moment, because all of my energy is moving forward and focus forward. There is no option to fail. I burned my ships.
I don't know that we'd give that advice, Dennis. So
I don't know.
Because I think that what you and I now at a place, and again, we're two coaches talking to you. So the mindset that we have, we get tons of repetition and exercise from. So what I always want to preface to people listening here is we didn't get this way overnight. We have tons of repetition of working with clients, and what takes a client time to do, we do that multiple times a day. So be graceful and patient with yourself. I'll give this example of what happened at the end of 2022. One of the questions that we posed on our LinkedIn profile for some of our business owners to start in a discussion was, what qualities do the communities that you want to be in possess? At the end of the year, I'm not a big resolution person, but I do think that there's a reset that we allow ourselves in with a new year. So if you're going to choose to be in a community, what do the qualities of those communities possess? Well, my very wise and loving communities that I host turned that around on me and asked me what I thought they should do. God love them.
Good for them.
They're good. They're good students, Dennis. I tell you, they're good students. And it's great, because that was a wonderful tool that they all did to me. And I think that being able to answer that for them, the answer is, I don't want to be in communities where I'm always the big fish, where I'm always the one that has an opinion. And little did they know we were going through a large acquisition and purchasing an organization and taking on a pretty significant risk. So good on them. But I also want to know what the people around me or that want coaching from me, what is it like to be you? What do you experience? Because I'm not God. Please, Lord, don't think I'm God. I don't have all the answers. A lot of times I'm here to facilitate what you need, not give you what I would do. And there's a big difference when you run into or bump into coaches out there, because I think coaching is a buzzword right now, that want to tell you what to do. And neither you nor I are like that. So I will
No.
confidently say this is not what's going on here. But how can we get you to think outside the box? How can we get you to think, man, who is the shark in my tank? What do the communities look like that I'm in? Who is casting judgment on me that I shouldn't be taking that judgment? Or how do the people that I'm listening to, maybe even today, host a community that will help me decide, yeah, that's a level of success I want, or no, I really do not belong there right now based on my current situation?
Our job is to help them get clarity.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's funny because we don't ever tell anyone what to do. We ask questions and we get them to figure out, oh, this is next. And I've had some clients that in the first conversation, with every fiber of my being, I really want to go, you need to divorce her. That's not my job.
Right.
And I walk them through figuring out what they need to do. Just because, and this is the exception, there's a lot of it depends with any personal situation, but there's every now and then, if the roles are reversed and you were talking to a woman, you'd be like, you need to divorce him. But we can't say that because it's not ours to tell them what to do. And then they figure it out. But you sometimes have to go through the uncomfortableness of the journey, of the growth, to get to the point to understand what is best for you, even if it's not what you wanted or signed up for, it's what you need to do. And it's interesting because I never give the burn the boats advice. I'm a Dave Ramsey guy. You bring that boat as close to the dock as you can. You work that side hustle until it's getting too busy, then you make the switch. Now, I did that part-time as a coach for a couple of years, and then I realized, nope, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I had no doubt and was loving it. It didn't feel like work. And for me, it was like, I'm never going back to the other because I know what my mission is. But you're right. It's about helping people get the clarity so they know what they need to do next and that they're good with it, even if they don't like it. Sometimes they don't like the decision, but they are at peace with it.
I think that one of the things, and I promised we would talk about this during the business session, so we're going to talk about it because it's controversial and deals with every business owner that I know. And I think from both contractual standpoint and then from the personal standpoint that Dennis likes to live in, the thing that business owners don't give themselves credit for once they've reached a level of success is the knowledge that they have and how wide and expansive what they know, how it will apply to other things. So there's your tee up. Dennis and I got on a pretty interesting topic regarding prenups at one point. He starts to laugh. And just how they apply. And for those of you who do or don't know, I'm a very happily divorced woman. And it's, while people think it's a very, oh my gosh, that hellish word, there's also this very contractual piece that when we started building the talk for today in regards to business, prenup is a contract. And by the way, extremely applicable for those of us who have very successful businesses. And it's not anything that we should all be shying away from. However, everybody goes, oh God, no, not that. And we're all extremely capable of writing them to the extent that they are comfortable and applicable.
So the acquisition you just went through,
Yeah. Yeah.
how much paperwork was involved in inches?
Very little.
Okay. But at least
Dennis, I'll
10
tell you what my
pages.
daughter said to me after this. My daughter has been kind of overseeing in a portion of this. She goes, "You're scary, and I don't ever want to negotiate anything with you ever again because you always get what you want." I said, "Okay, that's good. Don't you ever forget that."
But there was a legal document,
Yeah.
and I just finished my series on prenups. The last one dropped today, and I think I said in that, I know I said in one of it, my last conversation with the prenup with Melanie, we were naked in bed. You
I'm so
know,
proud of that, Dennis.
I am, because most people, they get anxiety, their chest gets tight, and again, you talk about feeling the energy, you could feel that change. But I'm a man who was allergic to marriage. Oh, I'm deathly allergic to shellfish, and I was to marriage. And now I have found, because of, and this goes because of everything I've been through and all the negatives and all the pain and all the work I've done. Now I've found somebody and I'm like, holy crap. I'm not allergic to marriage, but I'm also not willing to let a judge take what I've been building my whole life.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that there's so many facets, and there's no like template that yours has to be in a certain way. But for people who are successful, if this is something that is a concern for you, you have so much contractual knowledge getting to the level of success that you're in. Apply it and do what works for you. When we were having this discussion off camera, we also have a succession plan. We all do. Dennis does, his significant
Yep.
other does. I do, because I have multiple children. My dad did. Most people do. So it's not just this one tiny thing. And I think if you have reached a level of success, what is directly applicable to this conversation is you have this amazing experience. We are our own combination of education, experience, and opinions. And they kind of make this triangle. If you try to take one of those legs of the triangle away, what happens? You're nothing but a straight line.
Yeah.
And so use them, and so that you feel comfortable enough and can elevate yourself to the next level of success. You don't have to take, if any one of these things is holding you back, which, by the way, we hear all the time that it is the reason why people hold back, which is why we're addressing them. Reach out and let some of us help you, or get yourself in a group of people who are comfortable having the conversations with you to move on, because great success is out there. We'll say this too, because this is, I'm not really sure why, Dennis. I'm hoping you're not manifesting anything weird in my life, but I've had 2 women bring this topic up to me, which I think is also more rare, that the topic come from the female perspective recently, and it's becoming less rare. I think that for the generations that are in the workforce currently, it's becoming more common. And if that gives you some kind of solace, great. But for women who have reached a level of success, it's okay if you want it too. Again, it's not some like boilerplate template that you have to do. Do what works for you.
And I'm pretty sure in the video, especially since I was doing it with Melanie, I'm like, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
If you are a female business owner, why would you, if all the blood, sweat, and tears you put into building this beautiful business, let some judge give half of it to anyone?
To Melanie's credit too, I loved in your last video when she said, I have a son, right? That's that feminine energy coming wide open.
Yeah.
I didn't watch our first set of videos. Make sure you'll kind of try to watch these in some sequence. Melanie's comment, she has a child. And for those of you with that strong feminine protection piece for your children, another great topic. Kudos to your other half. She slayed it with that one. So
yeah. But again, there's things in there. It's not one side. See, that's the other thing, is Hollywood makes it this one-sided dramatic thing. It's like, no, because you have to have a give and take in there for it to be legally binding. All right, enough of prenup conversation. What challenge do we want to put forth for everyone to do now?
That's a good question. I think that based on the conversation we've had today, let's do a question for the comments.
Okay.
Let's say, if you're comfortable, you can put it in the comments, head to hand, tell us in the comments of the video, what do you need next? Think about what you've got going on, the conversations that we've had today, and what if I asked you face to face, would you tell me you need next? We've got some great communities participating, Dennis's community, the Oxygen community. So if you drop it in the comments, you never know, you might get what you're asking for. So go ahead and pop it in the comments and we'll see what we can add value to.
And you 100% don't get anything you don't ask for. And we've seen it in our communities where somebody's like, oh, I'm looking for this, or I need that. And literally people are like, I sent you a PM. And next thing you know, the ball is rolling.
Yeah. Don't you love that? It's kind of my fill up my love cup as a coach when we see that kind of networking and connection happen. I also think that this is a little bit of the business side of fear of success. Do I have a fear of speaking it into existence? And almost, do I have the ability to manifest this? So don't have to think too crazy, but do tell us, what do you think you need next?
Love it. All right. So we should see dozens upon dozens or hundreds of comments down below.
Well, you know what, Dennis, I'm telling you, I'm willing to jump on and comment back to all of them. And I'm sure you will too. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. All right.
All right. So for those of you who have listened in and feel like this business series has really kind of like rung your bell, and this is kind of what you've got going on, whether that be for what's happening next or you're currently in your success journey, tell us, Dennis, how they can reach out to you and chat with you more, or they need prenup advice.
Prenup advice, see your attorney.
Yes.
Who specializes in it. So I'm at Man of Legacy on YouTube, and my email address is denniscollins@manoflegacy.org if you want to reach out.
Okay, fantastic. And then you can reach the Oxygen team at Oxygen Coaching on YouTube or info@oxygencoachinggroup.com. And for those of you who are following this series, on April 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern time, Dennis and I will be live on YouTube to answer any of your questions about the Fear of Success series and chat a little bit further about any of the loose ends that we have left dangling that you want to know about. So you can follow the channels. We will be talking on our next session about fear itself and how that is impacting all of the things about our lives. Feel free to comment in the comment section about how you felt about today's video, and we will see you guys on the next series. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, folks.